Hey everybody, good morning. Good morning. I don't know if I have anybody on here or not, but anyway, good morning. I've got some questions and I want to go through them with you. And just know this, you can always submit questions addressed to me at AO and I will get back to you with the answers by email, okay? So here we go. The first question is from Letourneau and Ashley. She says, should I do Groupons or Facebook ads? Now, here is the description. I own a residential and commercial cleaning company. I've done Groupon in the past. It generated about $400 a week for me in a revenue. However, Groupon took 70%. I'm green when it comes to running my own Facebook ads, and the quotes that I've gotten from Facebook ads experts are a little out of my budget and only a lead. All right. So if I owned a commercial cleaning company, I would call business managers and I would call of the buildings, and I would call building owners, and I would set appointments with them. I would go tour the building. I would create a proposal for them, and then I would try to sell them. And I wouldn't rely so much on media until I built my business up. But I've worked with several commercial cleaning companies, and three, and I can tell you that in every situation we grew their business by direct sales. Okay? Here's a question. Sorry about that. Here's a question. I have reached, and this is from Heather, okay? Sorry about this, Heather. I got my pages turned around here, okay? I thought I was so organized too, okay? Here it is. This is from Andres Blandon. Hey, Blandon. The question is, how can I make it faster to 1 million in net income? And here's his description. I'll just tell you what it is. He sold a rental property. He got $100,000 net. Now he's trying to decide whether he should A, buy a business that cash flows, or B, start up a recruiting company. I assume it's an IT recruiting company. And so he wants to know which one he should do. Both would require that he leaves his current IT job. So my experience would suggest that you put that $100,000 into a business that cash flows and that you grow that business. It's a lot easier to take something that's already started and improve on it and make it better than it is to start something from scratch. Also, if you have a business that's already cash flowing, you can identify all of the important things: the pricing, the competitive environment, the products that you're offering, and you don't have to create all of those from start. Those will already be done for you. So the short answer is that's what I do. But I also think you should do something that you can see yourself doing for a long time, because obviously you're trying to build this net income of $1 million that you asked about, okay? Now here's Heather's question. When acquiring a company with existing employees, what's the best way to introduce them to the existing team and implement our current systems? So, Heather, I have a folder that's called onboarding, and I'm going to send that to you, okay? But basically, onboarding is a whole system, and it's not something you do in, 10 minutes, It's a plan, and it's an important plan. So this is a long answer, and if you want to grab a call on this, it's fine with me later. But one is you have an individual meeting with every employee, one-on-one, privately, that you're bringing over, and you talk to them about what you're going to be doing, expectations, what their goals are, and how their life is going to fit into your company. Now, Heather, you're on fire about your business. You're growing your business. You're going to make it a big business. You're going to become a multimillionaire. I totally believe that. However, you have to remember the people that you're bringing on board are doing this so that they can go home at night and be with their families and go home on the weekend and have fun and relax. The number one priority in their life is their life, not their job. And so you have to make the job fit in a way that will make their lives better and their lives more livable. And when you do that, you'll get good engagement. We talked about engagement at the retreat last time, remember? Now, another thing about onboarding is that you should have a policy and procedures manual, and you should say, this is our policy and procedure manual. And we're very firm about that. Of course, everybody makes exceptions, but we're really firm about our policies and procedures. And then the third thing is, if you could take the time to work with each one of those employees for a day or a half a day in the vans, then I think you would be able to even more improve your chances of keeping them and making them part of the team, okay? Nothing creates team unity like the leader spending individual time with the team, okay? So, next, from Heather, what are the steps you should take and terms you should put into legal paperwork when acquiring a company? Well, I'm no lawyer, but I've probably done 100 transactions. I was figuring that out the other day. I can't even believe it that I've bought or sold businesses 100 times. And we always rely on the attorneys to put the documents together. And still, you can get burnt because nothing can be completely 100% codified. It just can't. And then, the document that you have, your agreement to buy or sell the business, is just a starting point if there's a disagreement, So a clear understanding on the front end between you and the person you're buying is just as important as the documents, okay? But you can Google online, and usually it pops up LegalZoom because I've done this before, due diligence questionnaire. So it's a questionnaire that allows you to ask questions of the person that you're buying the business from to uncover problems or uncover benefits that you wouldn't be able to. And the due diligence questions are important to you. And then, hey Joe, glad you're on. It's just you and me this morning. And then the second thing is you can get key points in buying and selling a business legally, and you can get that done as well. And you'll have to figure out whether an asset or a stock purchase is best, but probably at your level, I'd say 90% I'm right on this. It should be an asset purchase where you're just buying the assets out of the business. And don't ask me to put a value on the list of customers they have. There is a value to that. The attorneys will help you with that. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, you want to protect yourself. And frankly, the best way to protect yourself above all else is to do an asset purchase where you don't have any obligations of the corporation or liabilities of the corporation that they have created previous to your ownership. Okay? Next question from Martina. Martina, how do I get stronger in motivating myself? I run a home health care business in Switzerland. I am a nurse by trade. Doctors and hospitals refer patients to me, and I bill the insurance companies for services we provide. I sometimes feel I lose motivation and direction. How do I stay on track and keep motivated and moving forward? So, I worked with a business like this as a consultant in Michigan, and they sold their business for $30 million. Can you believe that? And the person that brought me in, Joe, he took $5 million out himself. So the point I'm trying to make is, this can be a very profitable business for you if you build it out, and there will be plenty of people who would like to acquire it. So maybe you can find some motivation in the fact that you can achieve financial independence with this business, that it doesn't have to be a job for you where you're the only employee, but you can actually have a business with equity value that you can sell, okay? So, Martina, the way I find motivation for myself is in several different ways. One, I read inspirational material. I try to read inspirational material almost daily, or listen to inspirational material almost daily, because I want to be inspired by other people's ability to overcome problems. Okay? The second thing is I use positive affirmations. I can, I will, I'm going to become the greatest sales consultant in the history of the world. I can, I will, I'm going to become the greatest entrepreneur consultant in the history of the world. We know positive affirmations work. The mind cannot tell the difference between real and artificial stimulus. You know, William James, the founder of modern psychology, Harvard psychologist, said, if you tell yourself you feel healthy, happy, and terrific, you will become healthy, happy, and terrific. Okay? The third thing is to use creative visualization. So, you know, if you can believe this, vision boards and vision motivation is $1 billion business. Just go on the internet and get yourself a vision board. You know, I've used vision boards, but it was not official in those days, so mine was just my refrigerator. And I would put pictures up on my refrigerator of the things that I wanted and the things I wanted to accomplish, you know. The vision board helps you visualize. You see, what the mind can conceive and believe and act upon, it can achieve. What the mind can conceive and believe and act upon, it can achieve. Okay? Now, the last thing is to focus on purpose. Why do you have this business? You know, you see this all the time. When you know the why, the how becomes evident. When you know the why, you have no problem overcoming the obstacles. When you know the why, nothing can stand in your way. You become the kind of person who can go over, under, around, or through any obstacle that stands in your way and gets the job done. And Martina, I believe you can do that. But, you know, you have to find tricks of thought which get you out of that negative mentality and into that positive mentality where you're motivated, and you might try drinking an extra cup of coffee in the morning. You know, I drink coffee for your protection, in case you didn't know. Anyway, next question from Scott Dunlap. Hey, Scott. Yeah. Is it best that I can continue working with a large brokerage, or should I venture out and establish my own, fee-based? Can fee only, or should I look to join a team or partner with independent advisors? So he's a financial planner. He uses financial planning to upsell people into insurance, and then he gets a commission on the insurance. Basically, that's his business plan. He wants to know if he should start his own or stay with the current company that he's working with. And so I can't answer that question definitively with the information that I have. It all depends on what your cash flow needs are. Obviously, if you have no money in the bank and you need $6,000 a month to live, you cannot cold turkey quit working with a company that's providing you with a salary. However, if you have $100,000 in the bank and you're ready to move on, yes, you can move on. And are the rewards greater with your own business? Yes, they are. No doubt about it. And do you have more freedom and flexibility on your own? Yes, you do. You know, it's sort of a trick. You know, I got my tonsils out when I was 5 years old, and in order to get me to go to the hospital, they said, after it's over, you can have all the ice cream you can eat. And I was going, ice cream, we're going to have ice cream. I'm going to be a chocolate sundae. I'm spreading it all over my body. Anyway, the problem is when you wake up, you think ice cream, and your throat is sending a message to your brain. Hello, brain, this is throat. Send some relief down here. This kid's on fire. And you can't really eat the ice cream for a little while after you get your tonsils. Well, it's the same thing, you know, Scott, for you. In other words, yes, freedom and flexibility with a new business that you own. But the problem is you don't have any freedom and flexibility because you're working 90 hours a week to build your business. And if you don't work 90 hours a week, then you're not going to have the kind of business you deserve. So anyway, it's a kind of ambiguous answer. Glad to talk to you more about it when we jump on the phone, okay? Next. Could that possibly be my last question? Hold on. So here's one from Mariel, and she asks, how do I know if I'm charging appropriately for a new concept? And so let me just tell you about these concepts. Gosh, these descriptions are crazy. So Mariel has a business where she goes to events, she goes to companies, she goes to places where there are people, and she sells them a service which includes fresh fruit drinks, and some of those fresh fruit drinks have alcohol in them. And she uses only the most expensive and best fresh fruits. And she uses only the most expensive and best alcohol, liquor, right? And because of that, her price is higher than anybody else. And I love this one. I love this one because it's what I tell everybody in the home improvement businesses, like Nick is somebody we all know in our group, you've got to give people choices. So when you go out to pitch an event or a corporation or a place that you want to set up and serve these drinks, you've got to give them two choices. The first choice is we do only organics. We use only the highest quality. And I pass the price of those on to you, and I only charge you for my time. And that's choice A. Choice B is fairly inexpensive juices, fairly inexpensive alcohols, and again, I only charge you for my time. So for your group, which would be better, the highest quality product or a lower quality product? You still get me with all of these custom-made formulas that I've created, with all these proprietary drinks that I've created, but you have a choice in the price of the product. People love choices. See, it's either A or B, it isn't yes or no. It's either A or B, it isn't yes or no. And that's the important distinction, okay? So I hope that helps that question. So here is Andres. They ask, how can I make it faster to $1 million? Oh, that's Andres is the one I answered already. Okay, so that is all the questions that I have today. So it didn't take very long, and I always commit to a longer series than this, but I want to encourage you guys to send in other questions, and you can build up the questions until next month. Just say, direct this to Tom Black. And if you need an immediate answer, put on there urgent, and Sean's assistant will direct it over to me more quickly, okay? And any of these that you need more answers to, you need to go through AO, but you can send questions into AO, or even set up a meeting with me through Sean or through Shirley at AO, okay? So I want you guys to have a great week. I want you to be enthusiastic. I want you to have a positive mental attitude no matter what your circumstances are. Most of you, the only problems we have are first world problems. We have something to eat every day. We have shelter every day. We have clothes on our back. We don't have it that bad no matter what our circumstances are. Now go sell something.